afternoon of the 2nd of 2025. I want to talk about Microsoft spreadsheet. Some people call it Microsoft Excel. So on my desktop, I'll open a PDF. The PDF shows it's a Cambridge paper, Information and Communication Technology. The code is 0417/31, May-June 2023. This paper has got two parts. It's a paper 3, spreadsheet and website authoring. So it takes you 2 hours, 15 minutes to accomplish it. But my interest today is on spreadsheet. So I want to talk about spreadsheet as we discuss how things are supposed to be done while tackling this kind of exam. They say the total marks for this paper is 70 marks. And the marks for each question or part of the question is shown in brackets, square brackets. So this is how the paper is. The only source file that you have been given is only one file. It's only a comma separated value, J31 weather.csv. So this file is the resource file that you are going to use. So here they're saying create a word processed document. Create a new word processed document. So I'll go to Microsoft Word. That is Microsoft Word very fast. And then I create a new one. So I'll go to blank. So I have a blank one. So make sure your name, center number, and candidate number will appear on every page of this document. When you're creating a Word document, I think they're trying to tell us to create an evidence document before we can embark on the Excel file. So make sure your center number, candidate number appear on every, and then save it as this. So they have not told us whether it is a header or a footer. So if I go back to Microsoft Word, let me close the other one so it doesn't confuse me. Don't save, okay. So if they have not told you whether it's a header or a footer, just go to insert, click on header, take the second one. They talked about it should have your name, center number, and candidate number. Candidate number will be the last one. So here I can put my name, and then here center number, let's say KE071, and then the candidate number should be here, let's say 0011, and then select it, try to enhance it a little bit, make it a little bit bigger, make it bold. Go to the tab, head and footer, close. So this will appear on every page as per the requirement. Save this document in your work area. So this is the work area, this is the name they want us to use, followed by the center number and candidate number. There is an underscore. So what I'll do, I'll go to Microsoft Word, go to File, Save As, and then I want to save it on the desktop. Let me see. And then I look for a place, my work area. You have to know your work area, desktop first. And then I prepared something to do with the Picot exam. So I'll give it the name that was supposed to be given, Control V. And then the center number was KE071 underscore. Then I'll give it 000. Let me give it 0012 so that it doesn't conflict with this one here. And then I make sure the save as type is a Microsoft Word document. Then I click on save. So if you can see here, the J2331 evidence underscore KE071, and then here 012. Although it's supposed to be 11, there's a file that already resembles it in that particular folder. So I was avoiding the conflict of the same name in a given folder. So if I check what is next, you will use this as your evidence document during the examination. So it is an evidence document. So I'll just come and type here evidence, then leave it at that. The next question, you're going to create a spreadsheet to calculate and display weather data about 3 towns called Amata, Bingchen, and Chelsea. So these are the 3 towns that you are going to calculate. Open and examine the file J21 in your spreadsheet software. save this as weather. So once we open it and we examine it, we are going to save it as weather, followed by the center number and candidate number, like that. So if I've already opened it here, this is the file. So I need to examine it, and so when you are told to examine, please always click above number 1. There's a space there above number 1 and next to A, and then in between here you can double tap so that you have something organized like this. I'm repeating again, you click here and then you double tap between A and B. So I've already examined, so and I've expanded it nicely. I can see the towns is Amata, Bingchen, and Chelsea. Sunshine, rainfall, wind speed. Sunshine, rainfall, wind speed. Sunshine, rainfall, wind speed for the 3 towns. And then the date, January up to somewhere there. January goes up to cell row 45. 46 and below is February. So those are the things that you need to put into consideration. And then here January and February. So when you're calculating, you have to know the range and then average hours of sunshine. So I was told to save it as what? Let me see. Let me copy this again. After I've copied it, I'll go to File, Save As, and then I put it on the folder. And then I give it the name that they had said, weather. And then it was KE071 underscore 0012. And then I make sure it is not a comma separated file again. I change it into Excel workbook, and then I click on save. So I've already renamed it the way they wanted. And then the next procedure, place in the footer left align an automated file name with no file path. Only the file name with no file path, but on the left side. So I'll come here, go to File, go to Print, go to Page Setup, go to a place called Headers and Footer, Custom Footer, left align, but they wanted only the file. What did they want? They wanted left align an automated file name, only file name. So if it is the file name, I'll come here and choose Insert File Name, but not the file path. So this one here, I can select it. I enhance it a bit by giving it bold size 12. What else are they talking about? Right align your name, center number, and candidate number. So right align. So on the right side, I can type there, Bay underscore Kenya 071. The center number, the candidate number is 0012. Also, Dennis Bay should have a space between. Those are two words. Then I enhance it by giving it bold size 12. Then OK. Then OK. And then I can be able to click on. You can see here is where it's going to appear. Then OK. So you can see down here. This is the file name, and this is the what? The name, the center number, and the candidate number. So I think that one is done. So if I go to File, then I go to Print, I can be able to see that. So next is what? Yeah, it's the same thing. So that's okay. That one I've done. The next procedure, those are 2 marks I've scooped. Format row 1 to 17 of the spreadsheet to look like this. 1 to 17. Why 17? Row 1 to 17. Why 17? To look like this. So I can see, I'll start with the upper part. Average hours of sunshine. It should spread up to column D. So I'll come here, this one here, up to column D. There's what is called merge and center. And then enhance this a bit. Make it, was it bold? It looks bold italics. Bold italics. So, and then the purple background. So it looks like bold italics. And then inside there is a slight, which purple now? Which purple? Which purple? No, no, something like that. Something like that. Yeah. Then let me check again. I need to resize it a little bit. It's so big on the other end. Let's see how it looks like. A, B, C, D. So this one here should be slapped a bit. Something like that. Okay, let me see what is Amata and the rest of the towns look like. Okay, here they are. They're in the center and they are bold. So also here I need to select this. If they're size 11, give them 12, center them and make them bold. January and February, how is January and February? They are right aligned. So January and February is right aligned. So these two you have to right align. Hope you're seeing how I'm doing it. And then what next? Numbers of days, all these are right aligned. But you can see number 11 here, it has wrap text. And the wrap text has broken at number 5. So when I come to Excel, all of this should be right aligned. But this in particular should have wrap text. And it should break at 5. And then I can be able to, let me see how the columns look like. The Amata, Bingchen, and Chelsea, they are almost fitting nicely. So you can be able to resize this a little bit. Just a little bit like this. So let me check again what else should be done. Yeah, so Chelsea should fall with this one here. So if I go to Excel, so this one I need to slap it a little bit. Where is the 5? The 5 is there. So Amata, Bingchen, let me see again. So this Amata, Bingchen number 5 should go with Bingchen. So I'm talking about this line here. This line should align. So how do I do that? So are they merged? Let me see. So this one here, A, B, C. Yeah, they are merged. A, B, C. They are merged. That one I was not seeing it. So this one here up to C, they should be merged. This one up to here, they should be merged. So that it is correct. So you have to merge up to C. So then this one here up to C. We merge it and then you give it a wrap text. That one should be wrap text. So all of this should be right align. Right align like this. So this one wrap text and then you squeeze it. It should wrap. Let me see. Format. I go to format cells and then I go to alignment. Wrap text is there. Then I click on okay. So I have to play around with January so that January goes back. Something like that. That's perfect. And then now it has wrapped. This was a very tricky part, but I've done it. So Chelsea, let me see how it looks like. Yeah, Chelsea and Bingchen is okay. So we need to put these kind of borders. But before I put the borders, let me work on these towns. So these ones also I need to merge and make sure that they look like that. So where is Excel? Excel is here. So all of this up to here, we need to merge. All of this up to here, we need to merge. All of this up to here, we need to merge. And then what I did here, I should apply to these ones here. So I double click on the format painter so that it will enable me to sunshine. So it is rainfall. Let me see, sunshine hours. We need to check first of all before we proceed how many areas should it cover? So it should cover sunshine, rainfall, wind speed. Sunshine, rainfall, and wind speed. Sunshine, rainfall, and wind speed. Sunshine, rainfall, and wind speed. So the all of this, okay, it is merged. So I just need to take this formatting, double click here, and give this one, and give this one. I think that's okay. What about town? Was the town part of it? Also, town is part of it. So this town also, no, it cannot work because town it's on its own. So what I need to do, I just need to give it size 12 and then like that, and then I give it bold, italic, and then I center it. I believe also town was supposed to be centered, and then the rest, these ones here, they should wrap text. I think they are wrap text, and then the date is floating vertically and horizontally. So what I'm doing, I'm applying the formatting. I'm fighting for the 10 marks to get these 10 marks. So these ones should be bold, they should wrap text. So when I go to Excel, sunshine hours should wrap text. This one here, rainfall should wrap text. And just a minute, 1 minute. Okay, now let us proceed. The wrap text was supposed to be applied across. I don't know if I can apply it at once. Let me see. Wrap text. Can it take effect? No. So I have clicked. Okay, after doing that, you need to resize it a little bit. So you resize a little bit. You resize a little bit. But are they wrapped really? Yeah, this one is now wrap text. Just make sure that you do wrap text and then you resize. You wrap text and then you resize for it to take effect. You wrap text and then you resize the column width of the cell. So I think that's okay. And then now they need to be aligned in the center, alignment to be in the center. This date was supposed to be vertically and whatever, so that it's floating. Was there bold applied? Yeah, there is bold applied, and it looks, all these are also centered. So if I go to Excel, I select all these, they are centered. I make them bold. Let me give them size 12. Are they, was size 12 really necessary? Let me check again. They are fitting well. It's only that some of them I need to align them properly. Okay, so if I go to Excel here, something happened. I think it is this one here. So I need to remove, yeah, I need to remove that, but I apply it to this one so that it applies nicely. Other formatting skills that are required, we need to put these lines, the grid lines, so that it appears the way it appears here. So the grid lines, I'll select all of this, right click, go to format cells, go to a place called borders, take a line inside and outside. Bam, it's done. January and February, let me see how it looks like. Okay, also January and February, all these should have the grid lines. So I'll select all of this, right click, format cells, you put inside, outside, and done. And then this one also, right click. Some people normally use the upper part here, so it depends on how you want to do it. Where is that? You can use this part also, so that you say outside and also you say inside, so that you have your lines. So the all of this, I think the all of this going downwards. Let me check, counter check again. It should have the lines. So what you need to do, I'll teach you how to select a big area of cells without scrolling down. You click here, you press Control Shift and arrow key that faces the right side. It goes, is it Control Shift? Yeah, Control Shift. up to the end, and then Control Shift downwards. So it has selected all the areas, and then you can come here, you put bam, and it is done. So the lines have been applied. So we need just to do the calculations now. The calculations we can start. Let me see. We have done all this. We have done all the wrap text. We have done all the bold. We have done this. It looks. Let me check. What else is missing? Is there a bold in January, February? No, there isn't. It was only town, amateur, Bing Chen, and Chelsea. And then this one was slanting. Yeah? So I think that's okay. So the cells in row 1 and 13 must be merged and set aligned with 16 point. Hey, 1 to 13. 1 and 13. Or 1 and 13. 16 point. So if I come here, 1, 16 point, and then this one, 13, should also be 16 point. 16. Yeah, 16 point. What else are they talking about? Cells in range A6 to C13 merged as shown. We have done that. We get our 10 marks. By doing that, we get our 10 marks. So we have done, they have talked about A6 to C11. A6 to C11. They have been merged like that. That's okay. So this is how our document looks like. By doing that, you scoop 10 marks and then print the spreadsheet showing the values. Make sure the page orientation is landscape. The content of the cells are fully visible and easily read. Rows and column headings are displayed. Rows and column headings are displayed. So showing values. So if you go to File, you go to Print. They're talking about orientation, page orientation to be landscape. And then the paper size, of course, should be A4. And then you go to a place called Page Setup. And then you go to a place called Sheet. And then row and heading columns to be shown. Then you click on OK. So the columns, these are the column headings. A, B, C, D are column headings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are row headings. They are being shown. So what else? Yeah, that one I've shown you how to do that. That's 10 marks. No, 1 mark. And then now we are doing the calculations where I was interested to show you how to go about it. Now this one is already done. It's ready. So the next question is place in cell B3 to D3. B3 to D3. Let me see. B3, where is B? B3 to D3. Okay, this area, January. Okay, so what are they asking? To calculate for each town the average hours of sunshine for January, rounded to 1 decimal place. So this is going to be a nested formula. There are going to be two things, average and round, in one formula. So we call it nested formula. So place in cell B3 to D3 formula to calculate for each town the average hours of sunshine for January, not February, January, but rounded to 1 decimal places. So if I go to Excel here, I'll start with amateur. Amateur, they want for January. And they are talking about, is it sunshine or what? Sunshine, not rainfall. So you have to be keen when this one, and you have to be keen on the January. So sunshine. So if I come to Excel, so in amateur, we are talking about sunshine. So I'll put the formula. Let me zoom here a bit so that you can be able to see. The zoom is big enough. So amateur January. So I'll come here. I'll say average. Average. I open the bracket. Hey, calculate the average hours of sunshine. Average hours of sunshine. For which town? Amateur. So when I come here, sunshine, I'll take from here. I go down, January only. February has started. So I end it at which column? B45. Then I close the bracket. Now, if I press enter, it will give me the average hours, that is 2.5. But the question was saying it should be rounded to how many decimals? One decimal place. So if I come back to Excel, I click in front of the word average, then I say round, and then I open the bracket, and then I come at the end here, I put a comma, I put one decimal, then I close the bracket, so that there are two brackets on this side and two brackets on the right side. Left side has got two brackets, so if I press enter, now it is 2.5. Now for the same concept for Bingchen Town, Sunshine, let me reduce the zoom a little bit. So Bingchen is going to be Sunshine is going to be column E. Sunshine for Amateur was column what? Column B. That's why the B range is there. So for Bingchen, I'll come here, put equal sign, type the word average, spelling must be correct, average, open the bracket, and then Sunshine for Bingchen, because I'm on the Bingchen column. So I'll come here and select here. So I go up to the end of January, which was 45, I think. Let me see, 45. Yeah, it has to be 45. That is the end of January. Then I close the bracket. Instead of pressing enter, I can come and work on the round. So I'll say here round, open the bracket, put a comma here for the number of decimals that I want, close the bracket. So I've created a nested formula for that. I press enter. So that one is done. For this town, the same concept, equal sign, type average, open the bracket. Now this one, Sunshine, is column H. So you take from here to 45. So you have to check up to 45 where January ends. 45, yeah, 45 is where January ends. You have to be very keen when you're selecting the range. Then you come here. Now, okay, let us create the nested formula, round, and then open the bracket, specify the decimal place, which is one decimal place, and then you press enter. So I've done those. So these are the decimals, and it's a rounded formula. So the next question they're going to ask us, place in cell B4 to D4. B4 to D4, let us check. B4 to D4, the same concept, but now we are calculating average hours of sunshine for February, rounded to one decimal place. So this is now sunshine, but for February, month of February. So the same concept, I'll come here for amateur, I'll say equal sign, average, open the bracket. Now for amateur sunshine, I'll start at 46 because February starts at 46 here. Then I go down up to the end. The end is 73. Then I close the bracket, and then I come here. I add additional command, open the bracket here, then go and put the decimal, one decimal, round it to one decimal. So that's there it is. For Bingchen also, equal sign, average, they're talking about sunshine, but for February. So I'll come here. So Bingchen is here. So sunshine. Sunshine is going to be column E. Column E, starting from February. February, where is February? Column E. So if I'm here, so I start with 46, then I go down up to 73. Then I close the bracket, and then I add additional command for round, open the bracket, come and put a comma at the end, like that, and then press enter. So I've done for Bingchen. The last one, the last town, equal sign. A formula always starts with an equal sign, and then you put average, select. Now we're talking about Chelsea, and then it starts, that's column H. You have to say H so that when you go down you don't get confused. Column H starting from 46. Where is 46? Yeah, 46. If you want to select all the data that is down there, Control Shift and down arrow key. It has selected automatically. Control Shift and down arrow key. You have to know these techniques, and then you come here, you say round, open the bracket, come and specify the number of decimals to be there, like that. And then you press what? Enter. I've done what they have said there. So the next question, how many marks are those? 8 cool marks. Place in cell D6 to D8. Let me see, D6 to D8. This is D6 to D8. Number of days with rain in an amateur. Number of days with rain, not sunshine, rain in amateur. Let me see, rain in amateur. There are some days where there are no rains. So it means they want to know number of days. So we need to count. So I'll say for amateur, I'll say count if, then I open the bracket. But are they talking about January or February? The number of rains that it rained in each of the towns, that includes January and February. So in D6, so after saying count if, the range for rainfall will start from here. So Control Shift going downwards like that up to 73. And then the criteria, because there are some days where it was 0, I'll say greater than, but I put it in speech mark. Greater than what? Greater than 0. And then I close the speech mark, and then I close the bracket. So this one, it will count only those days which are greater than 0, so that we can be able to know how many days were rain, because 0 means there was no rain, so it should not be counted. That's why I'm saying greater than 0. Then I press enter. So the number of days that rain was 35. For that is in Bingchen. So for amateur, let me try again, equal sign. Then I type the word count if, and then he is telling me the range. The range for Bingchen, rainfall, it's from here, rainfall. Control Shift and down arrow key for you to select up to the end, then put a comma, and then in the criteria now you specify greater than 0. Then close this and then close the bracket, and then you press enter. So in Bingchen was 23. Chelmsford, so I'll say count if, then open the brackets. For Chelmsford, rainfall starts from here. Control Shift and down arrow key, and then I come here, put a comma, open the speech mark, greater than 0, speech mark, and then also I close the bracket, so that I'll be able to know only those days that it rained. Greater than 0 means it rained. Less than 0, it never rained. Less than or equal to 0, it never rained. So there it is. So we have done up to there. Number of days with heavy rain in amateur. So what is which kind of question is that? Those are 3 marks. Place in cell D9 a formula to calculate the days, number of days with more than 7.55 millimeters of rain in amateur. More than 7.5. More than, not equal to, more than. So, but in amateur. So if I come here, in amateur, I'll say equal sign, count if, then I open the bracket. The range in amateur is here. So Control Shift downwards. And then the criteria, they have told me it's greater than 7.5. Then I close that, then I close that. Let me read the question again. Place in cell D9 a formula to calculate the number of days. So count the number of days with more than 7.5 of rain in amateur. So I think it's okay. So this one is going to count all this, but more than 7.5. So if I press enter, there was no speech mark somewhere, so I need to add here. Sometimes Excel can mess you up. You have seen under the criteria, you have to lock it with a speech mark. So this one is going to give me 10 days. So if you look at amateur, 10 days, this is 1, more than 7.5, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10. So is it 10? 10, correct. Average speed. Average wind speed in amateur in January. Let me look at this. They're talking about average speed, average wind speed in amateur in January. They are specifying January, not February, but in amateur. So when I come to the question, where is the question? Place in cell D10 a formula to calculate the average speed rounded to the nearest knot. So in a formula to calculate the average in amateur in January, in amateur in January. So when I come here, so I'll say equal sign average, and then I open the bracket. So amateur, the speed in January, so I'll select up to 45, up to 40 what? 45 is where January ends. Like that. That is the average for this column D. Column D is what? Wind speed. This thing should be 45, my friend. What is it doing? 45. No. Control. I made a mistake. So I need to rectify my formula. So my formula, I need to rectify it. It should be wind speed, column D. So I go up to 45. 45, end of January. Yes. And then they said rounded to 1 knot. So I'll come here and say round, open the bracket to 0 knot, I think, and then close the bracket. Let me see, rounded to what? Rounded up to the nearest knot. Okay, so I've given it 0 there. So if I press enter, so it's 15. Okay, the next question. Next question is which question now? That's how many marks? 2 marks. Rounded to, that's 2 marks here. Then this one, place in cell D11. Place in cell D11 a formula calculates the number of days with wind speed less than 5 knots in amateur in January. Calculate the number of days. Calculate, count if. Calculate the number, count. So D11. D11, I'll say count. Spelling. Count if. Then I open the bracket. Let me read the question again. The wind speed. Calculate the number of days with wind speed of less than 5 knots in amateur in January. Amateur. Wind speed. So January, the range is this one here, up to 45. 45 is where January ends. 45. Okay. And then the criteria, you put it in speech mark. The criteria was what? This wind speed, yeah, I believe so. Wind speed less than 5 knots. So I'll come back here, less than. So you have to put this greater than, this greater than, and less than 5. Then you close the speech mark and then you close the bracket. So count if that one is less than 5. So if I press enter, what is my answer? 5. Let me just check. Less than 5. Less than 5 is 1, 2, 3. Where am I? 3, 4, 5. This column, or for January only. January ends where? January ends at 45. So it's 45. You start from here. So less than 5 from here going upwards because it's January. If I come here, I'll count here 1. I'll count here 2. I'll count here 3. I'll count here 4. And I'll count here 5. And that's it. So those are 5. So I've nailed up to there. So those are 5 marks. Save your spreadsheet. So I'll just come and click on Control S, or I'll just click on Save. And then the next question, print your spreadsheet showing formulas. And make sure that the columns, row and column headings are displayed. Page orientation is landscape. So what you need to do here, you need to go to formulas and click on show formulas. Show formulas. And then you click up here and then you rectify so that the formulas can be seen nicely. So those are the formulas being seen. And then when you go to file, print, they want the column headings. So page setup, make sure that under sheet you have clicked on column headings are being shown. So any other question they are talking about. And the page orientation is landscape. The contents of the cells are fully visible. They are fully visible and can be read easily, 1 mark. So if I come back to Excel, I can be able to see it showing nicely. I see. So those are the formulas. If I come back, it's showing, and they are starting from here going downwards up to there. So that was the Excel part. And then print showing the values, and then only cell A. Make sure only cell A1 to D1 are displayed, row columns are not displayed, page orientations. So this part again, you have to do it to get the 3 marks. Cell A1, only cell A1 to D11 are displayed. A1 to D11. A1 to D11. Where is D11? Here. So when you're printing, you have to select this. And then let me hide this. So this is what they want. Are they saying that you show the formulas are not displayed? Page orientation is portrait. Now you take it back to portrait and it fits a single page. So they just want this. Now if after printing this one, you print this one here. But you're going to print only up to D11. So if you go to Excel, this is how to select. Then you go to file, then you go to print, and then they just want the selection. So print properties. Okay, they wanted it to be back to portrait. What is under advanced? It's F4. That's okay. Okay. And then the selection. Print and print selection. So this is what you do. Under settings, you come and say print selection. So you can only see that is what they want you to print only. And then by doing that, I think we have nailed this part of Excel. So turn over. So these ones we can do it in another session, but it's a few whatever marks that are required here. In cell E13, calculate the total rainfall for Chelsea for January. In cell E16, where is that? Cell E what? Hey, where is this question? In cell E3, cell E3, in cell E3, cell E3, this cell E3, they are saying what? They are saying in cell E3, calculate the total rainfall for Chelsea for January. Total rainfall. For Chelsea, January. Chelsea. So if I'm here, total rainfall for Chelsea. So I'll say equal sign sum for January. Rainfall. Where is rainfall? What happened to this cell? Let me do this first. Total rainfall for Chelsea for January. For January, rainfall. So where is sunshine? Just a moment. Let me escape here first. I fix this one here nicely. Rainfall, and this what? Sunshine. So E3 for Chelsea. So I'll say equal sign sum, and then Chelsea rainfall up to 45. Up to 40, 45. And then I close the bracket. That's the total number. There are so many things that has happened when I was highlighting the whatever. And then the next one, calculate the total rainfall for Chelsea for February. So February E4 in cell E4 for Chelsea in February. So equal sign, I say sum, open the bracket, Chelsea. So I'll start from 45. From 45 E. That is I rainfall. Where is 45? 45. That's not 45. 45 is here. Then I go down up to the end like that. Then I'm supposed to close the bracket. So that's how you tackle this kind of questions. And then create blah blah blah. So the graph can be done in another session whereby we set all this. But the formulas, if you do all that, you get your 9 marks. So the total marks is 42. So that in a nutshell was how to play with nested formulas when calculating, doing spreadsheet. I hope you have understood how to go about it. Thank you for watching. I'll be more active in 2025. I'll be trying every week to be posting different videos and different concepts. Thank you so much.